Hello my fellow darling hunters. This particular video is going to heavily resonate with the topics of FOMO, hyperfixation, and the art of actually slowing down and taking a breather when it comes to playing Love and Deep Space. Now, anybody who plays Love and Deep Space will find this video hopefully engaging and helpful enough to help them with whatever it is they are hoping to get most out of the game. Though in my opinion, personally, I feel like this particular video is going to resonate the most with free-to-play players, low spenders, and casual players of the game. I will definitely be adding timestamps to this video so you can feel free to move around from one section to the next, though I would highly encourage and appreciate if you could watch the video properly from start to finish. So that would, allow you to make more sense of the video topics that I'm going to discuss. These will be Reddit posts, and a huge thank you and all credit goes to the lovely players of Love and Deep Space who take the time to post their concerns and their opinions and questions on the Reddit, whether that be the official Love and Deep Space Reddit or the unofficial Reddit of Love and Deep Space. All credit goes to them. You can always go on Reddit and search these posts yourselves if you want to research in a little bit more detail and see all the other players' opinions. I'm just here to discuss these topics because we are rather entering a time in our gameplay of Love and Deep Space where these schedule or speculated banners that are upcoming are honestly going to be more than a living hell, and it's very important that each player understands and better prepares for what is about to come. Of course, there is always going to be the dilemma of, do I pull for this? Do I pull for that? Why do I need to even pull? What is the point of pulling anymore if the, amount of banners are always so excessive? But hopefully this video should help you understand and make better, well-informed decisions about your pulls. And yeah, let's just have a fun, healthy, safe discussion in the comment section below. So I look forward to engaging with everybody. Number 1, unhealthy hyperfixation and FOMO, or the fear of missing out. This person said, I just wanted to share this to you guys because you might be able to relate. For the past week that this banner has been released, even days before its release, I've been experiencing insane hyperfixation with this game, trying to figure out what banner will come next and whether or not I should pull. When I first saw this trailer, I knew it wasn't my cup of tea because I'm a vanilla type of person. I didn't even like the mullets as well because I personally prefer a cleaner look. When the banner was released, FOMO, or fear of missing out, got me feeling an insane urge to pull, which cannot be relieved because I've been controlling myself to not pull. So in return, I scroll through TikTok, Twitter, and Reddit a lot to relieve that urge to pull. However, scrolling through social media just boosts that urge when I see other girlies with insane luck. Don't try to ease your FOMO or pulling urges by scrolling through social media. You have to find something else outside and unrelated to this game. I actually hate how unproductive I've become this past week because of this hyperfixation, because it's all that is in my mind. I was literally crazy for this game. It's so bad and unhealthy. I couldn't function well. I was trying to read my textbook and nothing would go in my brain. Yes, I know this is concerning. I realized it too. I've been missing my gym and study sessions because of this hyperfixation. That is, it effed up my schedule. Then she goes on to say, yesterday I decided to start drawing again to calm myself down, and reading lighthearted manhwas just to divert myself and ease my craziness for this game. Finally this morning I felt better and less crazy for this game. When I opened my social medias, I saw a bunch of videos with them in mullets and I realized, actually this is kinda ugly. But no offense to other girlies who like it. It's like I've just woken up from something. It's funny how our perception changes with societal influence. Seeing others appreciate the concept and the mullets made me like the concept and the mullets even though I didn't really like them in the first place. So yeah, for other girlies out there, do something else that you sincerely enjoy outside of this game. Something that will actually add to your personal growth. Something that would divert you outside of this game. Personally, I would like to limit my interaction with the game to 30 minutes a day on weekdays because honestly, there's not much to do after finishing your dailies, weeklies, etc. You get the gist. Today I was finally able to do my laundry because the hyperfixation is gone, and I will be studying after I write this long-ass post. I just really want to let this out and let others know that sometimes this game can also be unhealthy for us, but we can always do something to get ourselves back on track. Also, for anyone who reads this, please do share your experience as well. I've seen a post a few days ago about insane game addiction with Love and Deep Space as well, and she had to quit the game because it became so unhealthy for her. But I do feel like this isn't talked about enough. Absolutely. I also agree and share this sentiment with this girlie that honestly, like everyone, when you look at social media, you're constantly seeing everybody posting their pulls, their rewards, the new outfits that they might get. Maybe they dropped some heavy wads of cash on being able to get extra pulls to pull their favorite guy or multiple love interests, you know what I mean? But hardly any players. Hardly, I say hardly. There will always be a handful of players that do talk about it, of course. But on YouTube specifically and other types of social media, whether that be TikTok or Twitter or anything, we don't see posts about how we can get so seduced and hyper fixated on these really hot 3D men that we have to realize that yes, sometimes it is very important to take a step back and honestly just breathe and really smell the grass. Like, I'm not saying actually just touch grass, like go and smell the grass, go and smell some freshly baked breakfast. You know what I mean? Freshly baked breakfast. Wow, what do you get what I mean? It is very important to obviously, I think, limit yourself to the amount of time that you do spend in the application. If you feel like it is consuming or over consuming your life, I do feel like the 30 minutes to 1 hour a day is a very good idea. I mean, I understand that when you're a brand new player, there seems to be a lot of different things you can do in the game. But honestly, if you just slow down and play for a little bit of time every day, I find that it ends up actually being a lot more fun that way. And this is personally how I was playing when I first started last August in the middle of Misty Invasion. Yes, the first maybe 3-4 days, I was like spending ungodly amounts of hours on the game, but I realized that because there is a limit to how much of story and how much you can level up in a singular day, at that time when I was a new player, I realized it was a lot more fun to steadily, progress at a decent pace. And that just ends up making the game more enjoyable, to be honest. And I highly recommend you to try that if you haven't already. Number 2, dear F2P or free-to-play low spenders and casual players. This is a gentle reminder that you are no less worthy of a love interest love just because you can't afford all of their cards, rank them up, rapidly increase their affinity, etc. If you can't afford to get every card and 100% complete your collection, that is okay. You are still worthy of his love. If you can't afford every outfit, that's okay. Again, you are still worthy of his love. If you're not able to increase his affinity as fast as others, again, that is okay, you are still worthy of his love. If someone has married your ally before, again, that's okay, you are still worthy of his love. If you can't afford to spend any money to be a VIP, that is again so much so very, very okay. You are still worthy of his love. If you don't make pixel perfect fan art of your ally, that is okay. You are still worthy of his love. If you don't share picture after picture of you and your ally on social media, again, that's okay. You are still worthy of his love. If you can't complete every hunter contest or Deepspace trial, that is perfectly okay. You are still worthy of his love. Remember, darling hunters, that this is all a game. Someone having more time and or money to invest does not mean that they are better suited or more deserving of an ally's love just than you in any way, shape or form. Don't ever think of yourself as less than. I know this is not the first message like this. I've read similar ones before during big banners, especially in regards to FOMO and seeing people spend hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Maybe it's just me, but when it comes to social media comparison, I think you need to constantly remind yourself that you are enough. Don't let comparison steal your joy of playing this game. Such a beautiful message, my darling hunters. Remember, love in Deepspace, in my humble opinion, there is no right or wrong way to play this game. Truly and honestly, there is no right or wrong way to play this game. I might be playing, for example, for multi-banners and birthdays, just as an example. You might be somebody who doesn't care about anything else except the mid-stories because you love Love and Deep Depression. Or maybe you just are in it for the super spicy, sexy times. Okay, you want the spicy cards. You love the secret times. Maybe all you care about are the tender moments, 4-star memory cards. Maybe all you like to do is spend hours on end in the photo booth or photo studio. That is completely okay. Maybe all you love to do is play the mini games like kitty cards and claw machines, and you find so much joy in doing that. All of these things are completely valid. Even if you are a whale player and you want to be a complete completionist or a perfectionist, you want to collect every single card in the game. Or you don't want to spend any money at all and you just want to enjoy your free-to-play experience because you find that it is a lot more challenging that way to build teams. And mind you, my darling hunters, it is very much possible to clear things like Deepspace trials and senior hunter contests just with 4-star and 3-star memory cards. It is very much possible. A lovely hunter on Reddit, her name is Duchess_Aria. She has insanely great she is a heavy duty combat girly, and she has tons and tons of posts on how you can actually build teams with just the existing banners, the existing cards that exist on the standard X-Space Echo banner, and how you can literally build teams with, the existing X-Space Echo 5 stars, 4 stars and 3-star cards. Anything and everything is possible. Yes, will it take a longer amount of time to grind and be able to get to a standard level that you can beat everything? Absolutely, but it's not just, of course, leveling up your cards. You need to grind for protocores in the core hunt section. It's so much fun when you are working towards small goals at a time. And always remember that no matter which love interest you main, they wouldn't want you to be upset over the littlest things, right? Like, they wouldn't want you crying just because you can't afford to get him every single outfit or rank his affinity up to 100 instantaneously. He is gonna love you regardless. I mean, our love interests love us regardless. Remember, respect, compassion, adoration, they're gonna have that for you no matter what. So always be kind to yourself, and remember to take the game at your own pace, no matter how slow, medium or fast pace you would like it to be. This is your game, this is your enjoyment, this is your love and your deep space. Always remember that. Number 3, you don't need to rush at all. I've seen a few posts from players here, and I just want to provide you a gentle reminder that there is no need to rush this game. Please play it at your own pace. You don't need to get all the cards right away. You don't need to get all the items in the shop as soon as possible, or max out the orbits or reach high affinity with the allies so soon. You don't even need to have played or listened to all the memories and secret times or tender moments. Remember that this is a mobile game. You don't need to rush anything. If you feel like just logging in and doing your dailies, just do that. I feel like a lot of us put a lot of pressure on ourselves to get everything and max everything out. But you just really don't need to, honestly. Just enjoy it. You will eventually get the memories you want, or watch what you want and hear what you want. Enjoy the journey. A game should not stress you out by any means. It is meant to be an escape from reality, correct? The whole point of playing a video game, especially a science fiction, romance, otome style game, where you know that the main focus is fantasy and romance, you're meant to have a good time, right? Like, you're meant to engage in a fantasy where you have your man and you are enjoying this lovey-dovey experience with him, whether that be just enjoying his silence, asking him what to eat, asking him what is his favorite thing, telling him whether you're feeling sad or whether you're happy, listening to his heartbeat, listening to his smexy, spicy secret times, or, just feeling heavily emotional, listening to his tender moments and battling with him on the battlefield, or replaying a special kindled memory for you, or replaying his entire date story, whether that be Bond, Memoria, or Myth. Everything has to go at your own pace. Remember, this whole game is honestly meant to be a relaxing journey, but I feel like because of so much of stress placed on, oh my gosh, like this speculation is coming out, or I know that the uncle's speculations and predictions or predicted posts that we're calling the apocalypse of banners, I know that can be very overwhelming, but just pretend that that does not exist for 1 second. If it is overwhelming you tremendously, just pretend that doesn't exist, and just realize that is the only thing that you enjoy from the game pulling on banners. Is that all that you truly enjoy from the game, just pulling on the gacha, or are there other aspects that made you fall in love with this game? I cannot speak for everybody, that's for sure, but for me personally, I fell in love with this game not because of the gacha system. I have been playing gacha games for over 11 years now, and I was always a free-to-play player, and I never really played them because of the gacha element, honestly. For me, for Love in Deepspace, what I love the most about it is the main story. I love learning the lore of each character, whether that be through the memories I acquire by myself or from the, lovely angels on YouTube that tend to post the stories for all of us to read, okay? Or whether it just be like, I enjoy other aspects of the game, like the secret times, like the kitty cards, the claw machines, all of the mini games. I love doing all of the events. I love logging in just to chit chat with all of the guys and ask them how they're doing, and them asking us how we're doing, all that fun stuff. You really have to take a step back, honestly, darling hunters, and really ask yourself, What do I truly enjoy the most out of Love in Deepspace? What hooked you in the first place? If it did not hook you for the story, maybe it's like the sexy 3D men designs. Like, I totally get that. Maybe you just want to ogle his abs in the photo booth all day and keep him in his towel outfit. That is totally understandable. It is all about your own personal perspective, and maybe shifting it might help you understand, like, take a step back and realize, what do I actually enjoy about Love in Deepspace? That is a deep question that you need to sit by yourself and ask when you play the game. Number 4. What is the objective point of pulling any card? Step back and ask yourself, what is truly the objective point to pulling any card? Do you really want to use your hard-earned currency, that is diamonds, whether in-game or real, on something that is just gonna sit pretty in your inventory? My bias is Zane, and after having skipped the majority of his lunars, I decided to watch everything I didn't get on YouTube. Of the roughly 12 missing lunar cards, I found that only 2 or 3 were worth strong replay value to be worth pulling to watch in the game, in bracket, as opposed to just watching on YouTube. The only reason I would pull a card without good replay value is if it could be helpful in combat, which eliminates any card that doesn't have a stalactrum matching the ally's primary or secondary color. If the memory in question isn't for your love interest, doesn't have any replay value, and or helps you in combat, and or isn't contributing to any specific collection goals, that is in bracket, for example 100%ing a specific ally or 100%ing all myth cards, then there's really no reason to fall for FOMO and pull, to be completely honest. This is such a deep message because honestly, everybody's reasons for pulling certain cards will be different, right? Maybe you're somebody, like I said, who, let's say you are a myth girly, like you love Love and Deep Depression the most, and not only do you love to enjoy reading the almost 1 hour or longer stories of the myth companions, whether that be set in a present, past or future timeline. That's what the myth stories generally tend to be. It unlocks a very powerful battle companion that can really help to carry you in things like deep space trials and the senior hunter contests, etc. So maybe that is something you're after. Or maybe you just don't care about battling at all. Maybe you're just here for the spice and the sweetness. Maybe you're here for love and freaky space, or love and sweet space, or both. So for you multi-banners, maybe you are a multi-stan, like you are a harem girly, you love all the guys. So, or you love more than 1 or 2 guys. So for you, multi-banners are your favorite thing, because there you get the most bang for your buck, because in that case, if you love multiple guys in multi-banners, you have a higher chance of pulling many different types of cards, outfits, get extra wishes back, all that fun stuff. Or maybe you just love to collect solo cards of the guys, okay, for whatever reason that might be, but you prefer the solo cards, whether that be the lunar cards or whether that be the birthday cards. That is your whole thing. That's what I'm saying. So everybody really has their own reasons for trying to pull on certain cards. Don't just think that just because you see a bunch of people on social media pulling for this card, that you're gonna need it. Like, I'll use a perfect example that I shared earlier at the start of this video. For the February 2025 spicy and dark romance-esque Valentine's banner that happened earlier this year, right? The Tomorrow's Catch 22 banner. Now that was a hit or miss for a lot of players. Like, not all of the girlies or not all of the hunters are into like the sexy dark romance leather and BDSM jeans, all that stuff. Not everybody is into that, and that is perfectly okay. Just like how not everybody was interested in the wolf cuts / mullet hairstyles for the guys. Again, that's a hit or miss for a lot of people. Sometimes maybe you have a strong opinion from the get-go, right? Like, you know that you don't like those types of hairstyles in general on your guy. But when you see so many people posting their pulls and actually getting the hairstyles on the guys, you're like, damn, like, oh my god, they're pulling for it, so maybe I should do it too. You feel peer pressured unconsciously to do that, even though nobody is really pointing anything at your head and is about to like kaboom your skull if you don't do it. There's nothing like that. It all depends on your perspective and what you truly enjoy. It's not going to be the same thing for everybody. So if you feel pressure like this, definitely take a break away from social media. And I know that it's one thing for the consumers or the players that do not post content about the game. For content creators especially, I feel like that's a very weird sort of line to kind of step, because there are some content creators of Love in Deep Space that tend to post their pulls, post their memories, and some that just don't, and that is completely fine. I think some content creators might feel pressure, like unconsciously. Like I myself sometimes feel that pressure, like I'm like, okay, oh my gosh, so and so is posting about this banner or this card, but the thing is I'm not able to pull this time. Like this is something I have to, this is an event or a banner that I have to skip. Like I'll do all the free events and mini games that come with it, but I know myself that I am not able to actually pull for so and so card because of whatever my personal circumstances, whether that be emotional or financial circumstances might be. So I think it's very important not to feel pressured by somebody else just because they're doing something. Please don't ever feel like you have to do the same. Okay, so always play at your own pace yet again, and make sure that you play within your means and enjoy the game at a pace that best suits you. Number 5, how do you even combat FOMO? So here are some really helpful tips which a hunter posted. Number 1, the game is just over a year old. They have started doing reruns for older banners in some capacity. While they haven't rerun limited solos or multi-banners yet, it is not out of the realm of possibility. I know, trust me, I do, that the prospect of waiting over a year or more for some of these cards can hurt. But just focus on the content that the game has right now. Living in the moment rather than wishing or wanting will help you to enjoy the game a lot more. Number 2, this might sound weird, but downplay the feeling of wanting a card. Personally, this is one of my favorite tips, by the way. What I mean is, it's not really that big of a deal to even own a card or not. Watch them on YouTube if you are really wanting to, but don't feel bad about not owning it in the game. This is not even that big of a difference. When it comes to the story content, bracket, not talking about the battle compatibilities or capabilities, I've had cards that I started or stared at on the collection screen, really wanted, spent money to get, and then after watching them felt a sense of, and now what? We may have missed out on some iconic cards, but that doesn't mean that we are missing out on the story. There are hundreds of angels on YouTube that post the story on YouTube, and I 100% understand that this is obviously not the same feeling as owning the cards yourself, but it does help to a degree, and this is a coping mechanism. Like sometimes your financial circumstances or your emotional state in life just does not permit you to get every single dang card, okay? So obviously I am myself and so many other hunters out there are eternally grateful for the hunters that do upload their cards online for us to still keep up to date with the story, okay? Tip number 3, try to get all of his cards moving forward if it's feasible for you, but don't put too much importance on the percentage of completion. There are plenty of other things to focus on completing in terms of percentage if that is something that drives you. Personally, this hunter said that they missed nearly all of Raphael's cards, so I try to make the best out of what I can now. I try to get all of his available outfits, plushies, meow badges, etc. There is a lot of content available to us. We can make it work until we eventually get reruns of older cards. Sorry that this is a lot. I know that the FOMO is real and it sucks. I hope it could help you a little. You're not alone in being a new player. Don't worry, but we can do it. And so there you have it, my darling hunters. These are all of the different tips that this lovely hunter themselves posted on Reddit on how they combat FOMO. Personally, I think out of all of these points, the one that really stuck with me and honestly really resonated, see what I did there? The one that really resonated with me was the fact that, yeah, what happens even if you do get a card? Whether you have a card or you don't have a card, that whole sort of like reverse psychology kind of situation, I believe, where you kind of downplay the value of the card in your mind. Like you try to imagine, okay, so I get this card, now what? Like how many times am I actually going to replay it? What does it even have replayability value? Is it a card that is going to help me in combat, or is it genuinely just going to sit pretty on my inventory with no other no other purpose? It's not going to serve any other purpose. Like what is the purpose of even pulling X, Y, and Z's card if I know myself as a hunter that I'm not going to use it? You know what I mean? So that is why, my dear hunters, I feel like it is so important to have a clear distinction between not succumbing to the FOMO versus actually pulling for cards by pulling for cards that you know that you really want, and having to, there is just something personally so satisfying about, watching all your diamonds savings just rack up and then only pulling on a banner that you really enjoy. What banner type that is going to be is obviously definitely going to be different for each and individual player. So I just hope that this video put you at, given you some sense of ease and helped you to make better informed decisions about how you can make your pulls, going forward. The rumored upcoming schedule with the upcoming months, with the myth, multi, and then, reruns on top of that. I know it's stressful, but remember just to take a deep breath, take things one day at a time, and really think about what aspects do you enjoy about Love in Deep Space other than pulling for the banners, okay? There has to be something else that you enjoy for the game, I'm pretty sure. I would love to know your hunters' opinions and thoughts and feelings on this subject matter now more than ever. I feel like, the fear of missing out and hyperfixation, and actually more than ever, actually slowing down and playing this game at a lower pace or at a pace in which you don't feel rushed is genuinely not talked about enough, in my humble opinion. And I am so curious, what are your methods to combat fear of missing out? Let me know in the comments. Ta-ta!